Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Tomorrow, January 28th, 2026, the final day of La Champions League phase will be played. Every single team will play at the exact same time. So 100% expect tomorrow to be an emotional day, an incredible day, a day full of drama. Many ups and downs will be felt tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the final decider of what teams will go straight to the round of 16, finishing in the top 8. What teams will have to play the round of 16 playoffs, and what teams will officially be out of La Champions League. This glorious, incredible tournament, where of course as a Barcelona fan, I will be 100% focusing on my team, and of course what will benefit Barcelona tomorrow to get in the top 8. Currently, we're in 9th place, one spot away from top 8, but if things have to go our way for us to get into the top 8, not only do we have to dismantle, destroy, embarrass, obliterate Copenhagen, other results must go our way. Thankfully, last Champions League week, a lot of things went our way, where we are in a pretty good spot to get into the top 8. But this week has to go our way as well. So in this video, I'm going to quickly go over the preview of tomorrow's game, Barcelona versus Copenhagen at home at the Camp Nou, and we're going to look at what Barcelona needs tomorrow to finish in the top 8 of the Champions League phase. Let's get to it. Let's get straight into it, boys. Let's get straight into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, tomorrow, Barcelona, 3 p.m. Eastern time against Copenhagen at home at the spot. Never calling it that. The Camp Nou, whatever you want to call it. Barcelona tomorrow host Copenhagen for the last game week 8 of La Champions League phase. And of course, as we all know, it is an important game because we're one spot away from the top 8. But again, many things have to go our way for us to finish in the top 8. So tomorrow, nonetheless, for Barcelona, they must absolutely get the job done. No matter what, no questions asked. Barcelona must get the win tomorrow. And to make it even better for us, we have to get a favorable result where 1, we don't concede, and 2, we try and score many goals. We attempted that in the last game week against Slavia Prague. It didn't go our way because we conceded 2, which, of course, hurts us. The goal difference hurts us because when we look at the goal difference right now, compared to Chelsea, we're only 1 away. Chelsea had to go away Napoli, so that's great for us. Against Newcastle, yeah, we're 5 away. Not the best for us. So if they get a result, it's going to hurt us. It's not going to be good for us. But again, they play PSG away, so thankfully for us. Sporting, we're tied with Sporting. City, we're only 1 off. Atletico, 2 off. So it's right there. The goal difference is right there. So that's why against Slavia Prague, it was so annoying. The fact that we even conceded 2 in that game because there were some stupid ass goals for sure. But of course, it all comes down to the other games as well, like the 3-3 against Club Brugge, the defeat that we took against PSG. All the results have influenced the goal difference as we are right now, and of course the table standings that we currently are right now. So not only was it because Slavia Prague, because of the overall Champions League campaign that we've had so far in this season, right? But again, tomorrow, guys, no matter what, it is a must-win. Barcelona must get the job done tomorrow, and I expect the team to turn up tomorrow, considering the last game against Real Oviedo on the weekend. Hey, first half was very frustrating. Second half, we turned up and we scored some bangers. We scored some goals, got to the result to stay top of the table in La Liga. But Champions League nights are different. Champions League nights are different because we also have to consider another thing. Copenhagen, what are their standings in Copenhagen? They're 26th place, 8 points, tied with Napoli, Olympiacos, Athletic Club, and PSV. So, not only does Barcelona have to get a massive result, but Copenhagen too, if they want to keep their chances alive in the Champions League. So, best believe that Copenhagen are going to go away to Barcelona and try and give us a game. And considering Barcelona this season, we've not been the strongest defensively. We gone up against opponents where we're like, all right, this should be an easy battering, but we've seen that we struggle at times. I don't know if it's a mentality thing, I don't know if it's tactic things, but it could be many reasons for sure. But let's not fully disregard Copenhagen's, attempt at trying to get a win or attempt at trying to get something from this game, because they would give 1,000% of themselves because they know they have to get a result in this game. So they either might park the bus, they might go all at us. Who knows? I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you guys that I know Copenhagen's strategy. I know what they're going to go and what kind of football they want to play against us, right? But best believe they're going to give 1,000% of themselves, because I'm sure their coach is going to be like, yo, guys, this is your last chance. If you want to get into the Champions League, if you want to stay in the Champions League, we have to win this game. We have to get some type of result from this game. Obviously, a win benefits them way more than a tie. A tie, a lot of things will have to go their way, but a win will be incredible for them. So best believe they're going to give us a tough game for sure. And honestly, the way that this season's been going, we've seen that clubs have confidence playing against us because our defense have been over the place. Our press has been all over the place. We've improved. We've improved definitely since the beginning of the season. But we still see that there's some tweaks that we have to make, especially on the press, especially when we play the high line. Everything. Some tweaks definitely have to be made for us to be 1,000% ready to go up against any team with full-on confidence that we're not going to concede, that we're not going to lose, blah, blah, blah. Right? So, best believe Copenhagen, I'm sure, going to go in this game with some type of confidence. Again, I don't know what kind of strategy they're going to go in with, but, yay. I don't care, bro. I don't care. No excuses for Barcelona. Tomorrow is a must-win. Tomorrow, they have to be on it from minute 1 all the way to minute 90. Hopefully, again, we batter them. Hopefully, we get a great result, but I'm expecting great things from this team. Of course, the main concern from Barcelona tomorrow is that we're going to be missing 2 key players with Pedri Gonzalez and Frenkie de Jong. Pedri's out with an injury, and Frenkie de Jong got suspended after the yellow card that he received against Slavia Prague. So, we're going to be missing 2 key players in the midfield. So, Hansi Flick has to make up for that. But again, it's not an excuse for us to not win this game or, make it a tough result for us not to, against Copenhagen, really. So, quickly talking about the lineup, or what I think Barcelona are going to go out with. This is what I have chosen for Barcelona to go out with tomorrow. With John Garcia in goal, backline of Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Paco Barci, Alejandro Balde, midfield of Dani Olmo, Fermín López, Marc Casado, and up top Lamine Yamal, Robert Lewandowski, and Rafinha. So I think for the most part, this team speaks for itself of our strongest lineup currently, considering the injuries, considering who's out, who's unavailable for us. Maybe we can make some changes. I've seen people throw in Eric Garcia in the midfield and then put Gerard Martin as a center back alongside Barci, or I see some people throwing in Araujo as well. The reason I'm starting Eric Garcia and Paco Barci in the center back role is because I thought they had a great game against Real Oviedo. I thought they were very solid, but mostly because Eric Garcia, we all know that he can play any position that you ask him for. You put him as a CDM, you put him as a right back. He's done the job, he's done the work, he's not complained, and he's done exceptional all season long. We all know how great of a season he's having so far. But I also want him to be consistent at one position. And personally, I like him best as a center back. Yes, again, he can do great things as a right back. He can do great things as a defensive mid. But I like him as a center back. And one key part of this, any solidarity that we've had in the defense has been because of Eric Garcia. So I want to continue seeing him play there. We need to build some momentum with him in a consistent position, and I want him to be a center back for us. Again, and he deserves it. Of course, Eric Garcia is the last player in this team that would ever be benched because he's just been incredible all season. So I want to continue seeing him at one position, and that is a center back for me. That's why, personally, I wouldn't move him. But don't be surprised if Hansi Flick decides to put him as a defensive mid role in this game, or whatever other position, right? But I've seen people throw Araujo in there. The concern with me with Araujo is the fact that he didn't even play against Real Oviedo, if I'm not mistaken, right? Unless I'm bugging right now. I don't think he played at all. No, Araujo didn't even come on against Real Oviedo, which is weird to me. We're going up against 20th place, 20th place bottom of the table of La Liga, and he didn't even get any type of minutes to build some momentum, get some confidence in. He played against Slavia Prague, but still I was expecting him to maybe get some minutes against Real Oviedo, get some even start, right? So the fact that he didn't get any minutes against Real Oviedo, I'm like, all right, what is going on there? Is confidence still not up there? Is Hansi Flick not trust him? Why does he not want to play him? I don't know. I don't know what the case may be, but starting him in this game, I don't see it happening. Again, if it's still a mental factor where Ronald Araujo is still dealing with stuff mentally, this is probably the last game you want to play him in. This is probably the game you don't want to play him in. And it says a lot, right? It says a lot because as of now, he is our first captain, with Frenkie being out for this game. He's our main captain, and also the fact that Ter Stegen left. Ronald Araujo is our first captain. So being the first captain, realistically, you should be playing, you should be starting. But I don't know. I don't know if Araujo warrants starting over Eric Garcia or Copenagen as a center back at this point. So I wouldn't, at least. In my opinion, I wouldn't start him, but again, we'll see. Whatever Flick decides to do, I'm going to trust the guy. But for the rest of the team, it speaks for itself. Fermin and Dani Olmo playing as a midfielder. We've already seen it in multiple occasions when Pedri or Frankie were out. I think the first time we really saw it was against Athletic Club, where Frankie was out in that game and Pedri was out, so he decided to go with Dani Olmo and Fermin. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. If he fully 100% went with that for that game, unless he changed some things up. I'm pretty sure he did. That was the return at the Camp Nou, right here. Yeah, Fermin, Dani Olmo, and Eric Garcia. So that's the midfield that he went when we didn't have Frankie or Pedri. So I'm expecting that to happen again, right? Again, maybe we'll throw Eric Garcia in the midfield, or like I put here, or Casado, or Bernal. I personally would like to see Bernal, but I don't know. I think Hansi Flick has a pecking order of who he prefers to play in that defensive role when we have players like Frankie or Pedri out, and I think Casado is just above Bernal in Hansi Flick's eyes. I don't think it should be the case, for real, because Casado recently has not been impressing at all. Even last game against Real Oviedo, I thought he improved throughout the game, but still not confident enough for all right, I fully trust you. Again, I love Casado. I'm not judging Casado in a negative way. I'm not going to be too harsh on the guy. I can understand maybe lack of minutes is probably a part of it. I don't know what the case may be, but I love Casado. I've always supported the guy, but as of now, as of today, the confidence is low right now. And I can understand people saying, then why would you start Bernal? Bernal has barely played. What kind of confidence would you have in him? It's mostly a factor of want to take, I want to see what he's capable of. I want to see if Marc Bernal can really live up to the level that we expect him to get at, right? So, and that's only going to come with minutes. And Bernal really hasn't gotten much minutes, right? He got some minutes against Real Oviedo, so hopefully Hansi Flick can trust the guy more, because like I made in the video that I made about Pedri's injury, I said Bernal should be the guy that Hansi Flick should trust more to be the replacement for Pedri, quote unquote, since in Pedri's absence, right? But because there was a point where there were some rumors where Bernal was apparently going to leave on loan, and Hansi Flick said, no, I don't want him to leave. Hopefully he does stay. So this is your moment to show that you have confidence in the guy. He wants to get some minutes in, so give him some confidence and be like, all right, start this game, play these games, and we'll see if he's capable. If he's not capable, then all right, switch it up. Put Casado in. You're the coach for a reason. You can make some halftime changes. Oh no, I don't know, but I have a feeling that Casado will be starting this game. If it's not Eric Garcia in the midfield, I do have a feeling that Casado will be starting this game. Just because, again, Hansi Flick likes the guy more than the other guys. So, yeah. But, a little bit concerned here. I think lack of control that will be evident in this midfield. Lack of progression. At times, Dani Olmo is definitely capable. I think Dani Olmo will play the deeper role. But I think he will switch out with Fermin. Fermin also likes to drop deep as well. So, don't be surprised if, they go into something like this where they both drop deep and try to collect the ball. Casado plays more centrally. Whatever the case may be. Casado, Fermin, and Olmo always like to be involved in the midfield, always like to help out, always like to get into open areas for the team to progress the ball. We've seen it. I think one of the clearest games that we've seen that was against Real Sociedad. Yes, we lost that game, but Dani Olmo and Fermin, they helped out a lot, playing from the back. Dani Olmo on the left-hand side and Fermin on the right-hand side, and then they can switch out for sure. So, the main concern is definitely a lack of control in the midfield for sure, but again, with the quality of players that we have, I expect still for us to turn up. I expect for us to be better than Copenhagen, really. Let's be honest here. And up top, the classic trio. Ferran Torres has been confirmed by Hansi Flick that he will be available for tomorrow. He's back from his injury. He will be available for tomorrow. I don't see him starting. There's no way. I doubt he starts. Come on, he just came back from injury. Let's not take that kind of risk, right? He might come in later in the minutes. Who knows? But Lewandowski definitely for sure will start this game. Against Real Oviedo, he was all right. He wasn't the best. He wasn't terrible. I thought we didn't feed him as much, but Champions League nuts. Lewandowski, we know he can turn up for sure. Rafinha, Champions League nuts. Rafinha, we know this guy turns up. He's going to be the captain for this game, so we already know he's going to put up a performance for this game. We need him to turn up. And Lamine Yamal, the spectacle, the performer, the beautiful Lamine Yamal, who just came from the weekend of scoring a golazo, a chilena against Real Oviedo. Expect great things from him as well, because all these guys are mentality monsters. All these guys understand that we must get a result if we want to get into the top 8, because the last thing we want is play 2 games of playoff just for to get into round of 16. And let's not forget, if we play those playoffs, we're not going to have Pedri. So Pedri is going to be a major miss as well. And we already saw against Oviedo that he's a miss. So we'll see what happens in this game. But I do expect it at times to be a tough game. I do expect Copenhagen to come at us. I do expect maybe for them to low block us and try to hit us with counterattacks, considering Barcelona need to be up for it. Barcelona need to be 100% on it throughout the whole game, and I'm sure Copenhagen are expecting Barcelona to turn up and go at them 100%, 100 miles per hour. So I'm expecting Copenhagen to defend pretty well, give us some problems defensively, because again, they'd even take a point. Even a point will benefit them if the other teams, like the ones above them currently, with Napoli, Olympiacos, Athletic Club, if any of these teams lose, it will benefit them. Of course, Club Brugge and all these teams behind them, if they win, it'd be bad for them. But even a tie would be beneficial for them than nothing, right? So I expect Copenhagen to try and give us a difficult match, but I still expect Barcelona to turn up and absolutely do what's needed for them to get into the top 8. Now, going over what's needed for Barcelona, and why there's some positive sensations right now that Barcelona can get into the top 8 because of the teams that are currently above us, with Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, Chelsea. These are the 3 main teams I'm focusing on. Of course, Tottenham are there as well. If we win and Tottenham lose, we'll be above them. They go away to Frankfurt, so I see the way Tottenham have been playing this season, they have been garbage, bro. They have been nowhere near good enough. I think they're like 14th in their table right now. Yeah, they're 14th place in the Premier League, right? Everyone thought Thomas Frank coming in, he's going to change things up. But yeah, no, it has not been for the better in the slightest, right? So them going away to Frankfurt, I think Frankfurt could definitely give them a game. Frankfurt are already out. They're pretty much out, but just have some respect. Get some respect at home, at least getting the last dub of the last game week. We'll see if they can get a result against Tottenham. So I see Tottenham having some difficulties there. So I would expect a tie, but I low-key could see Tottenham still winning this game. When it comes to Paris Saint-Germain, the great thing for us is that they're playing against Newcastle, and Paris Saint-Germain are obviously playing at home. So last time these guys played each other, PSG have not gotten great results against Newcastle. Last time they played at home at the Parc des Princes, they tied 1-1, and last time PSG went away to St. James Park, they lost 4-1. So Newcastle have definitely given PSG some tough games. So hopefully PSG turn off for this game. Hopefully PSG be like, all right, you guys embarrassed us in the past. You guys gave us some difficulties in the past. Not this time. Not this time. And especially since PSG just came from an embarrassing result against Sporting, they got to get this dub. They got to get this dub because, if they lose this game, they could potentially not finish in the top 8 as well. Look at all these other teams. You're just right there. We're only 1 point behind Paris Saint-Germain. So, or not, what am I talking about? We're all the same points right now for Paris Saint-Germain, so they have to get this win. They have a great goal difference, but hey, they still got to get this win for sure. So I definitely do see Paris Saint-Germain winning this game. So Newcastle will lose. I do have a strong feeling that Newcastle will lose, which will be beneficial for us. Chelsea are going away to Napoli. Napoli are still there as well. Like, they're literally 1 point behind. So best believe there's the same situation with Copenhagen. If they want to stay in the Champions League, if they want to get into at least the playoffs, they have to win that game. And of course, Napoli, this Champions League campaign have not been the best at all. They've been struggling heavily this Champions League campaign. And Antonio Conte, he's just not a Champions League manager, bro. We know in the Champions League, whatever team he coaches, he struggles. He struggles in Champions League nights. But hey, hopefully, is De Bruyne going to be available for this game, bro? Because if they got De Bruyne, that'd be good for us. I'm not sure because I've seen De Bruyne he's been injured for a while now. So no De Bruyne. Hopefully, Scott McTominay can step up for this game and be like, all right, boys, we're getting into the Champions League. Because Chelsea, they've been on and off. Yes, they got a new manager bounce where they've been winning some games with their new manager. I totally forgot Maresca got sacked as well. But we'll see. Going with to Napoli, hopefully they can put the pressure on Chelsea and Napoli get a result, and that'd be beneficial for us as well, right? Again, that's the great thing for us is that these 3 teams or these 2 teams that are above us right now have some tough games. So a tie or loss for either of them is going to be great for us. Of course, again, it's going to depend on us to get the win as well. Sporting are right behind us with 13 points as well. Same goal difference. They're going away. They're going away to Athletic Club. Athletic Club have not been looking the best. I do see Sporting getting a result. Honestly, Athletic Club have been struggling. Hopefully, Athletic Club can get a result because where are they right now? They're 23rd right now, so they got to get a win as well. They got to get a result as well. They're playing at home, so best believe they got to get something if they want to stay in the Champions League as well. Like a lot of these teams that are going up against these big boys up here, they know they have to get results as well, even if they're just down here in the bottom. So Athletic Club have to get a result. So hopefully they give Sporting a tough game and can get a result. But I don't know. Athletic Club have been so concerning this season. They have been nowhere near good enough. So it's going to be concerning there. City playing at home against Galatasaray. Galatasaray can, we've seen some shocking moments with Galatasaray getting some great results, most predominantly against Liverpool at home, right? So Maybe Galatasaray can get some problems. We've seen City already having a lot of difficulties in both defense and attack. So hopefully Galatasaray can give them some problems. I really don't care what happens with City. Hopefully they don't get the win, but I do see them to win because they just came from an embarrassing loss against Bodo Glimt. So best believe they're going to want to turn off for this game. Best believe they're going to want to turn off. Guehi's now in the team as well. So yeah, I think their defensive problems are going to be fixed now that he's back, right? Atletico Madrid are right behind us as well. They're going to play at home against Bodo Glimt. I see Atletico winning that. I just don't see a world where they lose that game. Hopefully they don't score many goals though. Atalanta are right there as well, and they play away to Union Saint Gilloise. I don't know how to say that name, but I mean, I expect them to win that game as well. So a lot of things have to go our way for sure, but Barcelona mainly had to get the job done and hope these other teams right here also fumble it. So guys, this last game week, sorry if you hear my dog, he's a maniac. So this last game week, guys, is going to be full of drama, full of emotions, full of amazing things to happen. And best believe I will be streaming this game. So, guys, please tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful last day of La Champions League. Let me know down in the comments what are your prediction for what's going to happen tomorrow and what Barcelona's final placement will be in the Champions League table. Holy shit, he's loud as fuck. Much appreciate you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for every time we upload. Show your first love football. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Whenever that is, much love, take care, and peace.